매번 야야야야야 불러 널 야야야야 내 맘을 고백하려고 타이밍만 보는 나 그런 나를 넌 보며 왜 그러냐고 묻네 너 때문에
Life is not same for everyone. To some, it's like unicorns and rainbows, but to some, it's like thorns. But you know what is the most interesting and amazing thing about life? If there's something good, there's bad too. If there's something bad, there's good in it too. Same goes for you. You always wanted a family who could love, who could support you and treat you like a princess as you have been treated, but it all shattered after an accident 2 years ago. 2 years since you genuinely felt happy. 2 years since you lost all your interest in life. 2 years since your parents passed away, leaving you alone in this world. 2 years ago, you had everything you wanted. Everything. Loving and supporting parents, a boyfriend, a best friend. But after demise of your parents, your boyfriend left you alone too. Not deliberately, but because he had to complete his higher studies and he had to leave the country. You naturally started distancing yourself with everyone, even with your best friend who was always there for you. And still is. But now he's not your best friend, he's your husband. After you were left alone, he came to you and asked you to marry him. It was weird for you to do so you denied him, but then he was adamant about marrying you, saying your parents always treated him better than his, and he is indebted to them. When he still denied, he said that he wanted to win a contract and for which he was supposed to be a married man. The investors wanted a couple. Knowing that he is not going to back off, you married him. Remember about those things you chuckled sadly while sitting in the cemetery in front of the grave of your parents. You wiped your tears slipping from your eyes and slowly got up. Bowing, you turned around and exited the cemetery in your car. But what you saw before leaving made you smile. There he was, your husband, with a bucket of flour in his hand, going towards your parents' grave. You drove away from the cemetery at your workplace. You recently started working in a flower shop as it gave you peace of mind after handing over all your parents' business to the worthy possession. It's not like you won't get back to business. Your parents always wanted you to carry on their business. It's just you needed time. Coming back home, Jungkook was greeted with aroma of delicious food being cooked in the kitchen, and after removing his shoes and placing his bag on the coffee table, he moved towards the kitchen to see you stirring something in the pan. You greeted him when you saw him moving towards the refrigerator. Jungkook stopped for a while and looked at you. It's not like you don't greet him, but you just never greeted him this cheerfully. Rather than making it awkward like all other times, you smiled at him a bit and passed him a bowl and a soup, which he reluctantly took. Jungkook hesitantly nodded his head and took a little amount of soup in the spoon and slurped it. He furrowed his brows and took a few more sips before nodding his head. Coming back to the living room, he dialed his mother's number and waited for her to pick up the call. Once, twice, and then her phone was switched off. Jungkook groaned and punched the couch. Ever since he married you, the only person who hated this idea was his mom. She always admired you to be Jungkook's best friend, but then when Jungkook decided to get married to you, she opposed it. Jungkook did not listen to her and married you anyways. Since then, she believes that you have stolen her son from her. And also, when you did not inherit your dad's company, She started hating you even more, saying, "Only a fool will leave all his wealth in someone else's hand." Jungkook held his head and kept on sitting on the couch, knowing very well that if his mother comes, she will surely do something which will make you awkward or will hurt you. You gave him a glass of water while he looked at you while still sitting. You smiled at him lightly and sat beside him and said, Jung took a deep breath and drank the water. All he thought right now was how to save you from the wrath of his mother. You might be fine with everything, but he's not. He can't see her insulting you. But he still said,